In the past few videos of this Django for Beginners series, we have been creating a way for our users to sign up to our site. This has involved creating custom users for our site, as we wanted to add the date of birth to the default user model that Django provides for us. If you haven't seen how to create a way for users to sign up to your Django site, I'll leave a link to the playlist in the top right now. In today's video, we will be creating a login page for our users. So, after a user signs in, they will be able to log in. There is two parts to this system. The first is creating a login page where users specifically log in to our e-commerce Django site. And we will also be adding some functionality so that when a user signs up, they are automatically logged in to the system. The first thing that we're going to do today is to come into our project URLs file and add a new URL path. This path is the accounts path. With this path, we want to include URLs from the path Django, contrib, auth URLs. This will provide us with several URLs for handling login, logout, and password management. The URLs are on screen now, but today we will just be using login and logout, and we will be using the password management ones later on in this series. This also provides us with authentication views for each URL pattern. This means we only need to create a template to use each URL that we are provided with. We will be creating these templates for login and logout later on in the video. Next, we are going to come into our views file so that we can automatically log in our user to the newly created account when they sign up to our site. To do this, it is quite simple. In the last video, we used the authenticate function. This generated us a user object when we passed it correct credentials for a user. In the same place that we find authenticate, Django contrib auth, we also find the login function. Now, to use login, we need to pass into it a user and our request. This is fortunate, as we already have both of these. So we type login to use the login function, and we pass it our request that is passed into this sign up function. And then we can pass in our user object that we generate here. Now that we have users automatically signing in when they sign up to our site, we need a page for them to go. For now, we will create a basic homepage. This homepage will determine whether the user is logged in or not. If the user is logged in, then the homepage will say hi followed by their username. However, if the user is not logged in, then it will inform the user that they are not logged in and give them a link to log in to our site. So we extend our base HTML file, and then we start the content of our page. And then we write an if statement. And the if statement is if user.is authenticated, we say hi user.username. If the user is not logged in, we inform them they are not logged in via a p tag where we say you are not logged in. And at the bottom of the page, we give them a link, and we'll give this link the URL that it should go to, which is URL login. Now, this account's URL is already set up from the accounts URL we set up in our URLs file earlier. And then we just give the link some text. And so this will just be login. And then to close out the page, we have to end the if statement, and then we end the block content. Now that we are logging in our users once they have signed up to our page, the next thing that we want to do is to create a specific login page. This is for users that have already previously signed up for our site and are now returning to our site. So to do that, we're first going to create a new template. So to do that, we are going to create a new template. And we will actually place this template inside its own folder. The reason we have started splitting our templates out into folders is so that as we increase the amount of templates we have on our site, our project structure doesn't become too complex. And I think now is a great time, as we are embarking on having 4 templates, is a good time to start splitting out different parts of the project into different folders. So inside login, we'll create a new HTML file, which we'll call login.html. Again, in this file, we don't need the default HTML that pycharm produces for us. This is because we're going to extend our base HTML file. Now, our login template is going to be quite similar to the template we produced for our sign-up page. In fact, we can just copy our sign-up functionality into the login HTML file. And just replace the H2 element from sign-up to login, and do the same for our button. And we'll change the text from sign-up to login. Now that we have created a login template for our Django site, we are going to update the settings of our site. Here, we want to tell Django to look for a templates folder at the project level. To do that, we type the following: os.path.join, and we're going to join the base directory with our templates folder. Base directory is already defined on line 16 for us, and basically what this line is doing is letting Django know that this folder is here and we want to use it. Back in our URLs file, we are going to give our homepage a specific URL. Like with other Django templates, our template needs a view. However, at the moment, our homepage is very simple. It's a generic piece of HTML that just displays the name of the user currently logged in. For this task, Django provides a set of generic views, the most generic of which is called the template view. The template view is perfect with our current scenario, and the template view should only be used when you want to present some information in a HTML page. To use the template view, we have to import it. We import it from Django, views, generic, base, and then from there we import our template view. Now we can use this in our URLs file. To use it, we say path, and we'll have a blank path, and then we say template view as view, and then we tell it the name of our template, and so our template name is home.html, and then the name of our URL is home. Now that we have given our homepage a named URL, we can use it to redirect our users once they have logged in. To do this, we create a variable in our settings file. We will call this variable login redirect URL, and when the user logs in, we will redirect them to our homepage. Let's now run the program to see our login page in action. So now if we come to the web address /accounts/login, we are presented with this page. Now this is where we can log in with a previously created user. So we're going to use login user as an example, and this is the correct username and password for login user. When we click login, we are taken to this page, which is our homepage, and the text hi and then the username is displayed. We can also see in the web address that we have been redirected to this URL, and this is the URL of our homepage. The last thing that we are going to do in this video is create the ability for our users to log out of our system. At this stage, this is quite simple. We first have to go into our homepage template, and after where we say hi and then the username of our user, we are going to give a link that our users can click to log out. Now this link this time is going to be a part of a p tag or a paragraph tag. This will mean the link will be on a separate line to the hi and then the user's username. So we type p, and then inside the p tag we're going to open a link tag, and then we'll give our link the URL we want it to go to when we click it. And this is very similar to the login link. This is because just like login, logout also has its own named URL. And so we can just replace login with logout. We then close that opening a tag, and then we type the display text of our link, which would just be logout. The final thing that we have to do is to provide a logout redirect link, as we did with a login redirect link. So we come back into our settings file, and underneath this login redirect URL variable, we're going to duplicate that line, and we're just going to replace login with logout. And so when we log out, we get redirected to the homepage. Let's reload our site now and see the change in action. Now, as you can see, our homepage says hi and then the username of our user, and then we are given a logout link. Now, when we click this link, it logs us out of our account, and then displays the text, "You are not logged in," which is what is displayed when we are not logged in. And this even provides us a link to log in, which if we click, we get taken to our login page and we can log in again. That's about it for this Django e-commerce site tutorial. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, if you could drop a like on the video, that would be much appreciated. And if you've got any questions, drop a comment and I'll get back to you. Thanks for watching this file. See you next time.